Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my channel. Today, we're going to be talking about Gukrainian history. Now, as you may be wondering, you must be thinking, did I just saw you wearing the same shirt from the other video that I just watched? Well, yes, you have, but I did that video before, and I want to do this one, so I actually took the time that I had to quickly record this video for you guys to watch the day after the other video was posted. So that will hopefully answer your questions. Now, today we're going to be learning about Ukrainian history from its origins, its historical events, and what is happening recently and currently. So without further ado, let's begin. Ukraine was founded on June 24th, 2022, along with another nation. The leader of the nation was Peter Kenderts. Ukraine joined the MIPR and international trading system on the same day that they were discovered as well. The first war that Ukraine was involved was during the First Imperial War. Ukraine was defending its country from Tainarania since they were trying to conquer their nation to be a part of their growing empire. But in the end of the war, along with the help of their allies, they defeated Tainarania, and Ukraine was left alone for a while. But they were also repairing themselves after the war. Ukraine was still repairing itself, and on November 6th, was still repairing itself until November 6th of 2022. They were sold along with Golan to Tainarania by Grayton after a deal with money and territory between them, resulting with Grayton being paid with money in exchange for Ukraine and Golan to be under Tainarania's occupation. Ukraine was still repairing. Ukraine was occupied by Tainarania, and as they were occupied, they respected the Tainaranians and had a good trade relationship with them as well. They later became an official ally to Tainarania since they had good relations in trade. During the Second Imperial War, Ukraine fought alongside Tainarania, and it would later result them to surrender in the end, and got off scot-free from the peace treaty. The next couple months resulted with Ukraine being isolated until Tainarania was brought in during the Second Gukrainian War to help the Allies, and it ended quickly, Allies ended quickly as they could. In the end of the war, Ukraine went back to being isolated and continued to be in peace. But on September 7th, when Tainarania declared war on Madas, Peter called his army to prepare for war and joined Tainarania's side to save Tsarev's son and brother. The Gukrainian army showed a lot of courage and bravery during the defense of Gostria and the offensive on Kandust, which the soldiers that made it would be later rewarded by the Tsarevs. In the peaceful recovery of the last war, the people of Ukraine were living casually and doing their natural routines in the trading industry with Tainarania. But on October 28, 2023, the resources of Ukraine that were used to trade with Tainarania were running extremely low because of the overtrade of the materials required by them. Peter Kenderts talked with the Tsarevs about their problem, and both of them agreed that the trade must be postponed due to the lack of supplies. Kenderts gave the Tsarevs an idea about making a trade deal with Golan to help recover their economy, which she agreed with. After 4 days of work, Peter Kenderts would later receive a message from the Tsarevs telling him to prepare his troops. Peter knew that his nation was being called into war against his old friend. He wished that he could vote out on this, but he couldn't because he agreed to follow the Tsarev's orders since she was their ruler, and if he tried to go against her orders, his nation could face punishment because of his decision to not enact the order. The Gukrainian army, from the beginning to the middle of the war, was wiped out, and with the army completely annihilated, the remaining civilians were forced to work in the factories of Tainarania to supply their soldiers with ammunition and weapons. In the end of the war, Ukraine was released by Tainarania due to a pact made by Golan and the Allies stating that Ukraine was to be free from Tainaranian rule and to have all of the rights and property back to them, which really brought joy to the people, seeing that their friends have liberated them from their oppressor. The people of Ukraine also declared the day that they were liberated a national holiday known as Gukrainian Freedom Day or Liberation Day. So, what's been going on with Ukraine recently or currently? So, let me just double check on something real quick. I want to check on a few wars here, making sure they're not involved with anything else. Okay. So, Ukraine recently is currently in another war. I just didn't add it onto the slide because it's not finished yet. But they are supporting their friend Slovakia, and Slovakia and Bamaya are actually having a war between the border issues that they were having with each other, and soon enough it will end, hopefully on a peaceful note, but they're still kind of fighting with each other. I will give updates more to the slide, but this is what Ukrainian history is currently. And that's another thing. I'm thinking about doing another like country history video update. So basically, it's going to be the same thing, except we're not going to go all the way back to the beginning of the slide. We're going to be going to from where I was left off to the present. But other than that, that's pretty much it for Ukrainian history. And like I said, guys, when you see that poll that's about to be posted later tonight, I will do a cover video on either a war or a country. And now we still got those two other countries that are in debate, but I'm also thinking about doing a suggestion poll where if you guys want me to like do a second part to the other nation's history, give you an update on what has happened with them, then we can do that as well. But without further ado, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys another time. Good night. Or good afternoon. Good night, good afternoon, or good morning. See ya.